I'm going to call this video, Didn't I Tell You? Didn't I Tell You? All praises and glory is due to Yahweh Shem Yahushai Bashem Rakah Kodash for giving us this knowledge, this truth, especially in the times we're in. Now, this is an article from BBC News, so this is reputable. This is not no BS. And it's dated 17 July 2019. And you see the title of the article, Why U.S. Bird Attacks on Humans Are on the Rise. Now, if you saw my last video, I talked about how the day is coming when these birds, they're gonna start attacking people, man. They're gonna start attacking people, and that's pursuant to the prophecy in Jeremiah, the 15th chapter, beginning at the first verse. It's part of the Most High's judgment, part of the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahushai upon his people for their wickedness. You know, recently the so-called White House put the rainbow flag, which is a damn shame that they're going to use a symbol that represented the peace that the Heavenly Father made between himself and the people on the earth, saying he would no more destroy the earth with water. And that was the peace sign, the rainbow. But Esau, the proverbial devil that he is, he takes everything that's wholesome and he perverts it. And the rainbow is no exception. Now the rainbow is a symbol of the happy people. And you know what I mean by happy people, which I got that from Elder Pastor. But anyway, because of actions like that, the Heavenly Father is going to bring some serious judgments upon this place. And one of those judgments is to mass the birds against the people. And there's another reason too why the birds are upset and why they're going to start attacking people. And we're going to find it in this article. I kind of scanned the article a little bit before I decided to do this video to make sure the information presented in this article would back up the video, the previous video that I made. Now, again, you see the title. It says, Why U.S. Bird Attacks on Humans Are on the Rise. Now, let's read some of this. As you see the picture there, menacing looking bird. Look at the talons. Imagine that ripping your nose right off your face. Anyway, red-winged blackbirds are not afraid to dive bomb at joggers. I guarantee you most of those joggers are so-called white people, Edomites, because they're the ones in power right now. They're the wicked, and they're the ones responsible for destroying the homes of the birds. Okay, let's read the article. It's going to go into it. Mary Heineman was walking her dog along. Mary Heineman. Sound like Hyman. Mary Hyman. Sounds like a so-called white woman to me. Sounds like an Edomite. Was walking her dog around a lake in downtown Denver, Colorado in late July when a bird started flying uncontrollably close to her head. Before she knew what was happening, the bird body slams you in the back of the head, flies around frantically, and then goes back in the bush, she told the Denver Post. Plus the radio waves that Esau has in the air from these different towers, especially the 5G towers, they're messing with the birds, man. They're messing with the yeah, the phone had to chime on that one. They're messing with the what's the word I'm looking for? They're messing with the makeup of the birds, for lack of a better word. You know? And this is something the majority of people don't think about that. The majority of people do not think about that, man. They don't care. All they care about is themselves. Well, it's funny, she said. It just startling when it happens. Yeah, all of a sudden. Can you imagine that, man? You have a ordinary day and all of a sudden the birds are going crazy, attacking people, man? Just like you saw in the movie The Birds. I'm telling you, that's coming, man. It's coming. Let's keep reading. It says, Andrea Jones, the director of bird conservation for the California chapter of environmental organization National Audubon Society, says attacks. Now this is Andrea Jones, right? She's of what? She's of the environmental organization National Audubon Society. Says attacks are definitely rising. See that? attacks are definitely rising. Why is it rising? Because it's according to Bible prophecy. It's according to the book of Jeremiah, the 15th chapter, among many scriptures. It says the increase we're seeing is because we're encroaching. Listen good. We're encroaching. She should say the so-called white man, Esau. Okay, he's the main one behind it. He's the one messing with everything on the planet Earth, perverting everything on the planet Earth. All right, destroying everything on the planet Earth. And if he's left to destroy, he'll even destroy himself, because that's the reprobate spirit the Heavenly Father put on him. The Heavenly Father put a reprobate spirit on this devil, man. He's the ultimate reprobate. I'm talking about Esau, the Edomites. Anyway, the increase we're seeing is because we're encroaching on the bird habitats. Now, when I did my video, the last video that I did, I didn't read this information. The Spirit led me to say that the ecosystem, which the birds are a part of, is being destroyed. Okay, Esau is destroying the ecosystem. So the birds are going to retaliate, man. They're going to retaliate, okay? Now, here's an article which backs up what I said in the last video. The increase we're seeing is because we're encroaching on bird habitats. So there are more bird-human interactions, she says. Most of the incidents arise when birds are trying to raise their young. Nesting birds are very defensive of their chicks, like a mama bear, she says, and will even attack animals much larger than themselves, especially humans. During Mrs. Jones' time study common turns on a beach island in Massachusetts, she was frequently attacked by a noisy dive-bombing squawking swarm and took to wearing a hat with plastic flowers attached, since birds typically attack the highest part of their target. And you know, it's mostly Edomites, right? Or ornithologists that study raptors and other birds of prey sometimes wear construction hard hats when checking nests for chicks. See, they're messing with the birds, man. Messing with their young. Joggers in Denver, Colorado have been waving their arms above their heads, kind of like in the movie The Birds. Joggers in Denver, Colorado have been waving their arms above their heads as they run in order to prevent their scalps from being strafed by red-winged blackbirds. It's also a problem outside the U.S. A man from Preston in Wales was told by his town council to put up umbrellas as he asked the government how to prevent seagull attacks around his home. Look, this is not a coincidence, man. This is Bible prophecy, and it's only going to escalate as we get closer and closer to the end. Crow attacks, which I just found out a group of crows is called a murder of crows. And the crow is a menacing bird, man. You had the movie called The Crow, and the crows usually symbolizes death, the crows. That's why a group of crows are called a murder of crows. And shout out to the brother who put that information on the comment board of the last video that I did. It says, crow attacks have grown so frequent in Vancouver, British Columbia, that one repeated victim started a website called Crow Tracks for people to report violent incidents. And look at that. They got the picture of a still from the movie The Birds. Look at that. And I just found this about half an hour ago. I found this article. Just about everybody has an example of a crow attack. Developer Jim O'Leary told the Wall Street Journal. And again, I'll never forget that morning when I woke up and the area where I live, the trees were filled with crows. And it was menacing looking, man. I wish I could have filmed it. You know what? The next time that happens, if it does happen, I'm going to be ready. Through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I'm going to be ready to film it. To show you brothers and you sisters out there that this thing is no joke. I'm telling you, them birds are getting ready, man. They're getting ready. Just about everybody has an example of a crow attack. Developer Jim O'Leary told the Wall Street Journal. His website has tracked more than 5,000 reports, and he has noticed a slight increase in this past year. Come on, man. After a postal carrier was repeatedly attacked by a famed crow known as Canuck, Canada Post stopped delivering mail to several homes in Vancouver, citing the danger to its employees. And you may say, well, that's Vancouver. Guess what? It's coming here. It's coming here. Okay? During Australia's swooping season, Aussies shared tips for how to avoid being attacked by a magpie, another menacing looking bird, including wearing an empty tub of ice cream on your head with eyes drawn on in hopes of confusing the birds. Some people glue googly eyes or aluminum strips to their bike helmets to ward off attacks. There you go, man. Mrs. Jones from the Audubon says that encounters are more likely to be publicized because of social media reports, but attacks where birds body slam or peck at heads are very likely to ever cause injuries to people. Okay. As long as people respect their space, which Esau does not respect their space. We just read in the higher part of the article, Esau is encroaching on their space, right? As long as people respect their space, I don't think there's going to be an epidemic of bird attacks, she says. Yeah, that's what she says. But meanwhile, the same article says attacks of birds are rising every year. Number reported attacks are rising every year. So what the hell is she saying? All right. Climate change is also having an effect towards shrinking bird habitat. That's what I said in the last video. She says, as a drought in the U.S. West has dried wetlands where some birds lay eggs and raise chicks. Experts say that the easiest way to end a bird attack is simply leave the area of their nests and they will stop bothering you. I'm telling you, man, the birds are pissed off. The birds are pissed off and they're going to retaliate. Even now as I speak, they're getting ready to make that assault. Remember, you heard it here first at GMS, Great Millstone, man. And one thing is certain, there's no need to fear the murderous avian swarms as depicted in Alfred Hitchcock's classic horror film, The Birds. Yeah, okay. That's what you say. Well, it's coming, man. Look at it. Look at that menacing bird. Anyway, that's pretty much it. On to the next one. Look out for them birds, because they coming, man. The birds are getting ready.